Yeah, I'll get back into it. And for now, uh, I just, I just, hey, my train of thought, bro, is just sleeping. Okay, anyway, why the cruise ship business is so smart by Brim? Huh, wasn't it called how? Wait, okay, it's, wait, I could have sworn it was titled "How Cruise Ships Make Money." Maybe change the title. Okay, let's go into it.
This is Icon of the Seas, a 1,196-foot long, 20-deck.
Wait, mm, okay, I was just thinking. I don't think I've watched this one. There was another ship one I watched like was it a week ago? I don't know how long.
Giant, built to carry 7,600 passengers. It's 5.4 times larger than the Titanic, cost
Ooh,
around
that
$2
big.
billion to build, and like most cruise ships, it only has about 25 years to earn that money back. That means 25 years of non-stop cleaning, maintenance, repairs, food, fuel, port
Ooh,
fees,
so
and
much
thousands of
cost.
employees to keep the whole operation running. And yet, a ticket can cost as little as $150 a day, about the price of a decent hotel room, but with far
Okay, now I'm very interested in like how they make the money back because this does not sound like a good deal for the investors.
more included. So, making profit, and quite a bit of it, means optimizing everything, from a ship's flag to
Mm.
its precise schedule. Because cruising is a business of thin margins at massive scale, operators have become experts at shaving costs in surprisingly clever ways. One example is maritime law.
The law of the sea, maritime admiralty law, has been overlaid on top of the common law, is the legal system. It's based on contract law or commercial law, because that's how the law of the sea works.
Most major cruise ships are foreign flagged, which means they usually can't transport passengers only between US ports unless the trip includes a qualifying foreign stop. Skip that stop, and the cruise line could get hit with a serious fine. This is why short Pacific cruises often stop in Ensenada. It's only 50 miles from the US, but on a 7,000 passenger cruise, it saves almost $2 million in penalties. Of course, legal constraints like these don't shape every itinerary in the same way. Cruise lines also build their routes,
Yeah, I hit you with a big ass fine. You can feel that.
pricing, and onboard strategy around the kind of passenger they're trying to attract. And that's where the industry starts to split into distinct segments. Cruises can be long or
Segments.
short, domestic or international, but most
Oh,
fall
yeah,
into
that
three
makes sense.
basic categories. Mainstream cruise lines are built for scale. They sell huge numbers of tickets at relatively low prices, sometimes so low that the fare alone barely covers the cost of the trip. The average ticket might sell for around $1,500, but once you factor in food, fuel, wages, marketing, and everything else it takes to run a floating city, the real cost can be even higher. That means
And bro, how do they make the money back, bro? Really curious. Like,
the real business model kicks in after the purchase of the ticket. If every
oh,
passenger boarded and never spent another dollar, many mainstream cruise lines would be in serious trouble. Because once you're
oh, they have to spend. So like, they they spend more on the cruise. Oh yeah, cruises have casinos and stuff like that. Oh, bruh, I didn't even think of that because like I've never been to a cruise. So, so like all I have to go off is like movies and stuff, and I forgot all of that. So yeah, that's a smart way. Like, make the tickets cheap enough for people to come, and then they spend the money on just all the other stuff, and you make your money back that way. Yeah, smart plan. Yeah,
on the ship,
smart business
you're a
plan.
captive audience. The average passenger spends another $100 to $125 per day on board, on drinks,
Ooh, per
specialty
day.
dining, Wi-Fi, spas, and so on. When your alternatives are basically buy it here or go without, the cruise line has a pretty strong advantage. Of course, that number
Yeah.
varies by cruise line. Luxury passengers tend to spend more overall, while mass market passengers often spend less per person but make up for it in sheer volume.
Of course.
Casinos, spas, shopping, and drinks are where cruise lines make some of their best margins, which is exactly why bringing your own on board is usually restricted. And because every passenger has to move through the ship every day, cruise lines design the layout to maximize temptation. The path
Yeah, when the ship is so long that you get hungry, and then ooh, there's conveniently a food stall right next to you when you start feeling hungry. Yeah.
from your cabin to the dining room often runs straight past lounges, bars, shops, and casinos. Premium
Mm.
cruise lines work differently. Instead of relying as heavily on onboard upsells, they make more of their money up front. Higher fares buy a
Oh.
quieter, more refined experience. Fewer crowds, fewer kids, and often more
Mm.
time in port. At the
Yeah, this one is for oh, and there's another the richer tier. Okay, so this is the mainstream, your regular person, and this is like gets more private, but I assume not as private as the next one.
they make more of their money up front. Higher fares buy a quieter, more refined experience. Fewer crowds, fewer kids, and often more time in port. At the luxury end, the model shifts even further. These ships may carry only a few hundred passengers, but each guest pays so much more that the smaller scale hardly matters. All three
Yeah.
categories serve different customers, so the smartest cruise companies try to cover all of them. That's why so many familiar brands sit under a handful of giant parent companies. Carnival, for
Of
example,
course.
owns Holland America.
There's always the parent companies, bro. When you come into any type of like big successful business, always with the parent companies.
Giant parent companies. Carnival, for example, owns Holland America, Princess, Cruises, and Costa, while Royal Caribbean Group owns Celebrity and Silversea. That structure does more than expand their market. It also helps contain risk. If one brand suffers a reputational hit, it doesn't necessarily drag down the others with it. And when a ship starts to
Yeah.
feel too old or outdated for one brand, it can often be transferred to another in the same corporate family with a different standard of
Oh.
service and pricing.
So basically you can have this this what's it called? Ship to be for like luxury people, and then when it like feels like outdated, it goes like down the line to like the common people. And then you repurpose it like that. Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Because a cruise ship may be a vacation machine, but it can never take a vacation. Demand shifts
Yeah,
with the
always
seasons.
works around
From
the clock.
November to April, Americans fleeing the cold fill ships bound for the Caribbean. But keeping an oversized fleet there year round would be expensive, and moving empty ships across oceans would be even worse. So, cruise lines found a better solution. They sell the move itself. When ships leave the Caribbean for Europe each spring, cruise lines offer repositioning cruises, often one-way, 2-week trips from places like Florida to Amsterdam. It's a simple idea. Instead of sailing empty, the ship keeps earning the whole way. And the moment one cruise ends, the next one begins.
Yeah, all
Turnaround
year
day
round.
is a logistical miracle.
Money coming in.
In less than half a day, over 7,000 passengers leave the ship. It has to be cleaned, restocked.
Wait, that how often?
Turnaround day is a logistical miracle. In less than half a day,
Oh, okay.
over 7,000 passengers leave the ship. It has to be cleaned, restocked, and reset as if nothing ever happened. The clock
Wow.
starts the second the ship docks in the early morning.
Half a day.
Normally about
To do all that.
5 full trailers of fruit and vegetables, another 2 trucks with local goods, and a couple of small ones. So about 80 to 100 tons today.
Jeez. So you need like a lot of people to do the cleaning, and then you have to have like a bunch of trucks come in with trailers full of full of food and maybe even like cleaning supplies, or maybe the people cleaning will be the ones coming with it. And you need the forklifts to lift all the stuff into the ship itself. Need people unpackaging it and putting the stuff where they need to go. Yeah, it's a lot. And not to mention it's the same at in the, is in the what's it called, on the same day. the people are like offloading, so you probably have to like wait for everyone to get out first before you can even begin. And this is all within half a day, bro. Not even a full day, just half a day. That's crazy.
While passengers are still asleep, their luggage is already being hauled ashore. At the same time,
Oh,
trash is
okay, okay, yeah, makes sense. You don't have to wait for everything. I mean, you don't have to wait for everyone to get out before you start some things. Like with the cleaning, I assume you have to like wait for the people to get out so that they don't make a mess. And then you have to clean the same spot you just cleaned before. That'll be a waste of time. But yeah, offloading the luggage and like offloading the trash. Yeah.
still asleep, their luggage is already being hauled ashore. At the same time, trash is offloaded, crew rotations begin, fuel is pumped on board, and food and supplies are loaded in. We're talking about 70,000 eggs, 3,000 gallons of soda, and 15,000
Oh yeah, and also loading the food in because it's not like the people have to pass through the sections where the food is being loaded. So yeah, they won't like cause any blockage with that.
pounds of potatoes.
So yeah, I
By
was
around
wrong.
10:30, the passengers are gone. Then, hundreds of housekeepers move through the ship, racing to clean all
Yo, but I was right about the cleaning. They did it. They started cleaning after everyone left. So yeah, I'm right about that.
the passengers are gone. Then, hundreds of housekeepers move through the ship, racing to clean all 3,000 cabins before the next wave arrives. On top of that, there's paperwork to file, maintenance to finish, towels to fold, and lunch to prepare. And by 1 p.m., the new passengers start
Next
boarding.
batch
By 5 o'clock,
there.
the ship is gone again, whether you make it on board or not. Because the faster a ship reaches international waters, the faster the real money starts flowing.
Yep.
Casinos are already highly
Casino.
profitable. At sea, with looser rules and a captive audience, they can be even more lucrative. Another moneymaker is balconies and suites. Those cabins are so profitable that some ships even sell interior rooms with virtual balconies, floor-to-ceiling screens designed to mimic the view. Meanwhile, the least
Bro, that's
desirable
stupid.
space on the lower decks is reserved for the crew. On many ships, there's about one crew member for every 2 passengers, but guests rarely see them off duty. They work long contracts, often 3 to 12 months at a time, and spend most of their lives in crew-only areas. And that system is
Dang.
possible in part because cruise ships can register in whichever country has labor laws that best fit the business.
Bro.
Most ships sail under flags
Cheating
of
the
convenience,
system.
usually countries like Panama or Liberia, which can save cruise lines millions in labor costs. That's why the crew might include a Filipino waiter or an Indonesian housekeeper, but rarely an expensive American worker. And that, in the end, is the business of cruising. Not just selling vacations, but engineering a floating economy where every hallway, port stop, buffet line, and deck chair is designed to earn its keep. A cruise ship looks like leisure. Behind the scenes, it's a machine for squeezing profit out of every square foot, every hour, and every passenger. And when it works, it transforms a $2 billion ship into a machine designed to make money every hour it stays at sea.
Damn. Okay, great informative video. I hope it's not made with AI like the previous one I reacted to before. I don't even remember which video that was. If you avoid specialty dining, gambling, and drinking while enjoying the amenities, can have a great affordable vacation. And I don't know because I've never been on a cruise ship, and honestly, I'm not interested in going on cruise ships. I'd rather just stay home. But, yeah, anyone considering going on a cruise ship, yeah, there's your advice. I save my money very strategically. This is with heavy gambling and drinking. The secret is I went with my dad and he paid. Yeah, great strategy. As avid cruisers, we know what to do. Never go on a ship with more than 2,500 passengers unless you are into mega tourism. And you don't need a balcony room if you see the room only for sleep and taking a shower. Not interested in gambling. Shore excursions we go on our own. There's plenty of food all the time. Why pay extra in expensive restaurants? Yeah, that's what I was thinking of with like the free food. But yeah, I guess you can buy extra food. Yeah, I didn't mention it before, but yeah. When I was like asking how do they make money, that was one of the things I was thinking of. Like, isn't the food free? But yeah, you can buy extra food. A glass of wine for dinner is no big deal. No need to be drunk 24/7. Treat the staff nicely and tip. Enjoy your cruise. Yeah, gonna like that one. A good comment.